Welcome back, everyone, to the continued coverage here for the Prime $3,000 4v4 variant for November 17th. It's myself, Lando, here live in the UMG studio, and yet again, I have my good friend Jen, aka Lemon Kiwi, joining me alongside here for our semifinal matchup. Of course, on the other end, we've got Envy and Havoc, who I believe Envy is currently up 2-1 in that overall series. But now looking on, Jen, we've got Rise Nation going up against Saugaaa. Rise Nation just had an insane thriller, map number 3. That was CTF on Ardennes versus the squad, which was an incredibly close match that came down to an overtime victory. These guys have got to be feeling a little bit, you know, under the, I wouldn't say under the weather, but got to be feeling a little bit tired for sure. The overall strain has definitely got to be there, but they've got to focus up, heading up against a very talented team, which I'm sure that you're probably secretly rooting for them since they are all from Canada.
Yeah, really rooting for my Canadians here, starting on Hardpoint, Gibraltar, where it's pretty much a shutout so far for Team Saugaaa, as Xotic opened up with a 2-piece, and they've not been letting Rise even near the point. They're trying to take that high ground. We're not able to win a single gunfight getting into the hill, and this is a complete shutout, as we will go into Fort Courtyard now, where, of course, Saugaaa will have those preferable spawns.
In a good overall play that we end up seeing come in, of course, from the side of Saugaaa is that, well, they do have control in the game in quite a few seconds. They also kind of fade backwards and realizing that, hey, we do have the spawns. We shouldn't be forcing really that aggressively for the first set of rotations. And being such, Proto wrapping back, shuts down AquA. Great kills coming in if you are in favor of Saugaaa. 60-3, and a big 1-versus-1. TJHaLy not being aware that Proto is still alive, and he also did earn that Molotov. Could easily shut down one coming from middle or through comms building, as it should be a pretty big deficit coming in for Rise Nation, but there is a massive hill coming up. That one going to be on Castle Road, which can be considered the money hill for this map, and we're seeing Rise Nation, of course, setting up for those spawns right now, Jen.
Yeah, and although Saugaaa have had pretty much perfect first and second hill, Rise have those preferable spots for Castle Road, as you've mentioned. Pretty big hill, and Goonjar doesn't want to move up without Xotic, see if he can get a first kill, but would be the preferable left side, but that's going to be where FeLonY is going to watch the push from Saugaaa. But you can see Royalty and friends going through the case side. They're going to meet with Loony. Easy kill there. As two coming from the side of Saugaaa, see they're going to have to meet AquA and friends. And how the engagements are going to go for Saugaaa is going to determine if they can get into this hill or not.
Yeah, I want to head into the Skycam, of course, new to World War II, to see exactly how the side of Saugaaa can start to enter inside of the hill. Proto firing a few from the flank, and now FeLonY realized that he has to maybe take some cover from the fire that is currently being made from Saugaaa. Like I said, this hill is absolutely huge, and it seems that it is going to be Saugaaa who does retake it successfully. This is something that we don't see very often, and if you are the side of Saugaaa, you've got to be feeling incredibly confident in yourselves, because why? You have the lead, you played very well in the first 2 hardpoints, and you also just retook that hill over, like we said, in Castle Road, but now the rotation comes in here toward Turret, and it is going to be side of Rise Nation, who yet again has set up early, but a teammate actually comes in. Goonjar takes out 2 of his teammates, both Royalty and Proto. You got to imagine that's definitely going to limit their early push, and Rise Nation is happy to gather up those free seconds.
Yeah, free seconds for Rise Nation. Also, Saugaaa trying to push this cave side. Unfortunate double team name will cost him about 10 seconds to go into the next hill. Also, Loony watching over mid-map, getting a really important kill there on Proto to see if Xotic can get the trade, and he does. This will be their time to move onto the hill, as FeLonY is the only one left, but he's got the cover of course, the gigantic turret, but not enough against Goonjar, as now Saugaaa have taken over, but with quite a large lead as well, as 70 points and growing for Saugaaa.
And great plays coming in from Goonjar. The man is currently sitting at 13-6 on a 4 spree and uses that Molotov perfectly, throwing it out toward one side and obviously pre-firing toward the other. Limits the players and obviously makes them have to challenge toward a certain perspective. Gets a nice headshot on FeLonY, and he is rolling along with the side of Saugaaa. They should have a 100-point second lead after the first set of rotations do conclude. We're heading back toward middle, and Rise Nation yet again set up for these early hits, and we'll see how long they can hold it for. Proto actually found himself in the hill for the moment. Loony there for the quick pickup. And Loony has been sitting on these streaks for a while here, Jen. He's got the fighter pilot, he's got the glide bomb, and he's also working on trying to get those streaks again. But if he can maybe use these for a push inside of middle, maybe even that rotation that could be coming in toward Fort Courtyard for second hill, they could be incredibly useful, as we also see streaks starting to come in here on the opposite end from Goonjar.
Yeah, and Goonjar reigning in these streaks, I believe, was able to find a kill, but at least Saugaaa are in a good position for the hill coming up in Fort Courtyard, and of course, I believe that's where Rise should be using their fighter pilots, a very open area, especially the spawns. If you can wait for 3 or 4 to get wiped out, then activate that fighter pilot, be able to rain down on them, as they're going to be working on rotations towards this Fort Courtyard area, as FeLonY and friends deciding to stick together and go right through middle. Really important engagement, TJHaLy versus Xotic, but Xotic wins that one, as the rest will have to go 3 versus 4 to see if they can take over Courtyard before it spawns up.
I believe that was Loony, yes, who does rock the glide bomb, shutting down one, and this is his teammate FeLonY, currently resigning inside of that hard point, but quickly shut down. Proto finding 2, but gets met for the other streaks coming in from Loony, the fighter pilot at that, and Royalty holding a massive kind of head glitch there, that rock, trying to be the rock right now for Saugaaa, as Proto back off the spawn, doing work with the PPSH yet again. And this is the guy who has been kind of on my radar since Advanced Warfare, playing with that E6 lineup, kind of course, coming back toward the end, really, of Infinite Warfare. And this guy is who I kind of consider to be the young TP in some cases. This is kind of the guy who I kind of compare him to, because why? He can do the objective while also getting done the slaying. And this is something that I really like from this young guy as well, is that he can do both of those. And of course, surrounding himself with 3 fantastic Slayers, being Goonjar, being Xotic, and being Royalty. We know at different teams that these guys have been on with the slaying potential that's there. And Proto can really be the glue for this lineup, because he can also kind of be that 4th Slayer, but he can also get that objective work done that isn't really going to be needed from the other 3 guys. Definitely frees up quite a bit, as we're seeing Goonjar doing exactly what he needs to, being that main objective, or being that main Slayer, rather, excuse me. 19 and 8, calling in streaks left and right, as it is currently a huge advantage right now for Saugaaa.
Yeah, and it was really because of Goonjar reigning in the fighter pilot, and also Proto and Royalty coming through cave, trying to cut down these players. Royalty is going to be against 3 players, so we're most likely going to go down before he at least trades 1. Castle Row pretty much completely dominated by Rise Nation. As we do go into the turret side of the map, where most likely Saugaaa want to give up these last 20 seconds to at least have a really good hold, as they are in about an 80-point lead. They're sitting pretty comfortable here on Gibraltar.
Wow. And while Rise Nation's still spawning back here, Saugaaa is not backing down. Proto has constantly been looking at Rise Nation's spawn point and just absolutely demoralizing them time after time after time. Saugaaa got to be feeling good, but here comes the rotations yet again here toward turret. And FeLonY going to spot the backpack there of Xotic, tossing out the nade to try and obviously finish him off, but no, Xotic is there. That's an early big first kill. You can find this one on TJ. That would have been a massive momentum boost, especially with only 30 seconds left needed for Saugaaa to close out this map number 1. Keeping in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is a best of 5. We've been playing best of 3s up into this point, but semifinals and finals, of course, first to 3 does win it out. But nonetheless, map number 1 currently in full possession of Saugaaa at the moment, and it's all been off the back right now of Xotic and Goonjar, the men rather, with the ARs in the backside. Goonjar currently double positive, aka Pingjar, back in the day, hopping inside of the hard point and grabbing these last few seconds, as this one looks to be over here early, Jen. Rise Nation not having an answer here on Gibraltar.
At least one last hill before Saugaaa can call it a day, as FeLonY trying to get the trades, but it's just like you said, Saugaaa all over your kill feed. Goonjar or Pingjar currently on a 4 streak, and their numbers explain it for themselves how well they've been playing around these hills, at least securing the trades, and Rise always seeming like they're going in a 3 versus 4, 2 versus 4 situation, where you can see Saugaaa really going for the trades and able to just get the kills they need to secure most of the objective time. And look at that, Proto with 2.5 minutes left. Glide bomb coming in for the finishing one, and actually doesn't connect. 250 to 127 will be your score for Saugaaa. And, you know, we had a lot of hope for Rise Nation. I really didn't think it'd be that big of a gap in the points, but we'll see how S&D will go into this best of 5.
Definitely. So a huge Game 1 victory here on Hardpoint Gibraltar for the side of Saugaaa. Just like you mentioned it, Jen, 250 to 127 as this one does come to a close. Of course, major players that we got to look out for throughout that map number 1 there was Goonjar. Finishes off 26 and 11, Proto 24 and 14, Xotic 20 and 14. But of course, you got to point out the score. Proto finishes off with 32-65, along with 2 minutes it's really 2.5 minutes inside of that hard point. I call him the young Teep for a reason because he can definitely put up highlight, kind of stat sheet stuffing overall plays in games like that. Of course, I believe FeLonY ends up finishing off 9-24. Definitely a performance that he would prefer not to replicate when it comes down to any series, let alone one of this much importance. But of course, map number 2, Search and Destroy on Ardennes Forest. Curious to see how that one plays out. Of course, it was the side of Rise Nation who just got off of this map in their prior series, playing an incredible CTF overtime matchup, versus the side of the squad, AquA, which is of course Tupac and Co. But still, we'll obviously be living on, and we'll see how Search and Destroy can play. Rise Nation, they're used to this game mode. This is where they should be able to bring this one back to a 1-1 play field, but can Saugaaa close it out? Can they win this one and kind of lock things down heading into map number 3? We'll see and get all those answers questioned, or rather get all those questions answered when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, of course, to the Prime $3,000 44 variant. Of course, continued coverage of this one. Of course, myself, Lando, live here from the UMG studio, joined alongside by Jen, aka Lemon Kiwi from home. Jen, we're hopping here toward map number 2. Like I said, between Rise Nation and Saugaaa, it was the side of Saugaaa who dominated map number 1, Hardpoint Gibraltar, winning that one 250 to 127. But now focusing our attention here toward Ardennes Forest for some Search and Destroy. Got to be thinking in the back of the minds here, Jen. Rise Nation got to be bringing it back up, and already here in round number 1, finding themselves in a 2 versus 4. Definitely not the start that I imagine they would like to try to end out that little bit of a hurt that they probably took in that loss.
Well, they're feeling the hurt even more with Xotic taking first and second blood over towards the left side on the bunker. However, it's going to be Rise still looking to work on that objective with only 2 players left, but at least they are grouped up. But the bomb carrier is going to get sniped from middle map by Royalty, leaving AquA all by his lonesome, at least able to get the trade, evening up these, not evening up the numbers, but at least getting the trade for a 1 versus 3 where he still needs to pick up the bomb. And a player from middle map was able to cut him down, giving Saugaaa, or sorry, that's Rise. Nope, that is Saugaaa with the first round win here.
Indeed it is. Of course, Proto coming in with the final kill, and you got to be keeping in mind throughout this map is the snipes that could be coming in from the man, Royalty, the guy who's known for the incredible sensitivity. It's only fair that they do give him a sniper rifle. Not sure if he was quickscoping or not, but you gotta be keeping that one in mind. Of course, rocking the Car 98K and trying to do some damage here over toward Cabin. Not going to spot anyone, but it seems that it will be Loony, who does take out Goonjar. Proto also ends up falling, so an immediate 2 versus 2 now, as Xotic finds 2 with a pistol. He's off to a 4-0 start. He's flawless right now and flexing his muscles, as he does need to grab that bomb.
2 kills for each round, as that was a very aggressive push towards the middle map, even using smoke grenades to their advantage. However, 2 versus 2, you can see these 2 players from Saugaaa reigning this middle map, and the 2 players from Rise heading towards this cave side. However, it is Saugaa's opportunity to get the objective down if they'd want to. Seems Royalty has spotted someone towards the middle map, but it's TJHaLy cutting down Xotic, leaving Royalty by himself.
That's a huge pick for TJ. The sniping bait from Royalty could have led up to Exotic streak continuing on, but however, Royalty not exactly sure what these last 2 could be. Spots the head of FeLonY. It will not equal out to a headshot, but was definitely close enough to being one, as TJHaLy finds the big 2 at the end, as narrowly dodging that sniper bullet. Definitely whistled past the ear, but still a kill with the FG42, the big gun, the big rig. It's a much-needed round for the side of Rise. Keeping in mind, of course, the loss from map 1, this is kind of their first ability to kind of bring things back. Of course, now level at 1-1, but definitely if you're Rise Nation, you've got to get some momentum under your feet. You've got to be kind of focusing in, and we'll see if Loony can do some damage with that PPSH. Trying to get in the face, maybe. Actually, I think it's a glitch. I was going to say, I thought he had the sniper rifle out, then said PPSH there, but could be looking for a pick, much like Royalty on the opposite end.
Well, Rise's second chance at the offense, where their first offense did not go so well, but going a lot better here for Rise Nation, as Loony's going to strike, or sorry, TJHaLy strikes first blood. Loony carrying the bomb for the squad. His nades being exchanged, but very slow push out of both these teams, as the last round was quite a different situation, as the smoke aggressive middle map push actually favored that team. But just like that, 2 kills go down, and that's going to be Rise taking the advantage.
Indeed it is, and if you're in Rise Nation's perspective, you're kind of keeping in mind that, hey, that push toward Cabin definitely worked, and we didn't have to get the bomb down in our offensive position there. So kind of keeping that in mind, the frags, as along with the sniping that can come in from Loony. Not exactly used to seeing Loony pull out the sniper rifle. Normally, AquA is the guy to kind of have that one in his back pocket. However, still looking on It will be the side of Saugaaa now on the attack after losing back-to-back rounds. We'll see if they can try to muster up a little bit here as TJHaLy yet again finding a first blood. This guy has been going off as he gets silenced there from Xotic, but has been going off a lot so far throughout this tournament. Have been able to spectate him in a few other series, and he's been destroying and respawn and search and destroy alike, as it will be a 2 versus 2. Goonjar getting spotted out from the flank. AquA finding that, and Xotic, the man who's had a hot start to this game for Saugaaa, can't finish off Loony, and there we go. Yet again, Jen, another 1 versus 1 engagement, and it's Loony this time trying to get the bar hot, as the gunfight will go his way as Rise Nation now lead 3 rounds to 1.
Yeah, patient plays out of Loony. It's really Rise were struggling to, or sorry, that was the offensive team really struggling to get the objective down, but now it's going to be Rise on the offensive, giving that bomb to Tyler. FeLonY, I apologize for my mispronunciation earlier, but they're going to be heading towards this right side of the map as usual. Well, they'll be met by a couple players. Proto pretty pushed up. He's surrounded by 3 players. This should be a trade for Loony, but actually walks right past him, and actually Xotic and Loony are right next to each other. Surprisingly, they cannot hear each other. Xotic's right on top of 2 players. Can he get the 2-piece? And he does. Complete control of the B bomb site for the side of Saugaaa. 1 player remaining for Rise.
It is Loony last up. 3 players in front of him. Would be a 1 versus 4 if he could clutch it out. Of course, a lot easier said than done. However, being aware of the push that could come from behind, but it is Saugaaa holding strong, having the extending push from Ruins all the way out through middle map onto East Road. I'm going to say Loony, probably not the smartest idea to kind of be pulling out a Molotov, especially in a position where he's not expected to win, does not have the bomb in his possession, and thankfully to the big 2-piece that came in from Xotic, who, by the way, already, is after 5 rounds, is 8-4. Definitely kind of made things awkward for Rise Nation. As up close and personal, Royalty does drop, and at this point, if you're in Saugaa's position, you kind of just hold your ground and just kind of play your lives. As one does go for the run, Goonjar is there for the pick, and a big round there from Saugaaa to respond back, as it was Goonjar here. The man kind of leading this team, of course, the veteran for this squad, and the guy who had an insane map #1 on Gibraltar, trying to pick things up as veterans, and this continuous fight does continue on.
Only a 1-round differential, and after 3 consecutive rounds, Saugaaa were able to answer back, and Saugaaa will now be on the offensive, giving that bomb to Proto, most likely going towards B-bomb site, but we'll have to see what they're deciding to do, and actually opting towards the A site where they're going to have some difficult engagements over in the forest area, worrying about Royalty's sniper and exactly what's happening. He takes off the forehead of 2 players from Rise Nation, having their numbers, and another kill goes in their favor of Tyler before 3 versus 2, as the bomb should be going down here for Proto.
Indeed, and of course you see FeLonY and TJHaLy trying to stick together, realizing the situation that they're in. He's putting number 6 toward the back lines. Goonjar trying to do some damage. Trades coming in. As TJ now left in a 1 versus 2. Spots out Goonjar. That's a big kill found. As he still has time, but going for the full wraparound. Proto, the bar in hand, watching over the site. It has to be careful because TJHaLy can easily take you out in just a matter of seconds. But looking where Proto could be, spots him out, and yes, TJHaLy will find the biggest kill so far in this match. Finds the 1 versus 1 versus Proto, as that, I believe, was a 4 versus 2. Huge clutch coming in for Rise, as they now take the 4-2 round advantage here. But good overall play from TJ, and I forget who else the teammate was exactly in that particular position. I believe it was AquA or Loony. But regardless, big kill toward the back lines, as we see currently. It is AquA 4-4, but TJHaLy, most importantly, 8-3. Being aware of that sniper rifle that can come in from cabin. We saw it on the opposite side. Royalty finding 2 big kills at the start of this round, Jen. But now it still is a lead for Rise Nation, and one that necessarily isn't expected, just because of the fact of how talented this team already was at Search and Destroy, and then adding a guy like TJHaLy, who is known for his S&D game, especially over the last few years. He's not a guy that you want to mess with, as Rise Nation continue on here with their S&D lead.
Yeah, taking a different strategy, trying to taking over the A site, and they've gotten severely punished trying to go against Royalty Sniper on the left side of the map. Trying to go towards the middle has not been working out so far. They're losing 2 members now. FeLonY and AquA actually just goes down, leaving them in 1 versus 4. Ooh. This middle map push has not been rewarding them whatsoever, but with the bomb in hand, he might have a chance to go and play it towards the B-bomb site, but he's got 2 players looking at him, and finally, he does get cut down as Rise Nation and only a 1-round advantage.
Yeah, and one thing I'm going to kind of point out is in back-to-back offensive rounds for Rise Nation, we've seen them make their way toward B and, of course, over here in Ruins, and it hasn't worked out for them. And I was kind of talking about toward the round preferred toward the last 2 offensive rounds, is that they made their push over toward Cabin and just absolutely wiped away Saugaaa. And I think, honestly, the reason why we're seeing them kind of push more toward B on their offensive rounds is just because of the sniper from Royalty. This guy is an absolute nuisance. And you see an early successful round kind of puts in the back of the mind for Rise Nation on offense that, hey, we can't be continually pushing this site. Why? Because they have such a talented sniper who, in Royalty's position, can pick you off at any moment and do it countless times. So Rise Nation, when it comes down to their next offensive round, of course, it is currently Saugaaa who's on offense. They're going to have to be aware of this sniper from Royalty throughout the rest of this game. And very well, Royalty could be the person who brings them back into this search and destroy, but not if picks like that are happening. AquA, a big one off the start, the first blood found, and it's never fun to be on offense, especially when you have a man disadvantage right now, Jen.
And Saugaaa have not won a single offensive round in this entire search and destroy, and they're looking for it now, but not looking too hot when they are going to get first blood of Royalty going down, and that's, you know, their main sniper to try and go over towards the A-bomb site. Proto bomb in hand, seems like they're switching over to or actually no, it's Rise over at the B-bomb site. They're still sort of working this middle map push, being where these players are. Loony's in the middle, the rest of Rise Nation towards the right, so they are in a bad situation. Goonjar, see if he can take this engagement with TJHaLy, wins that one. 2 versus 2, AquA and Loony, see if they can win this one.
You will, of course, on the opposite end, Xotic and Goonjar have to go for the quick plant. Loony realizes it, shuts him down, and now all they have to do is just try and escape. Goonjar realizing the round is over. I believe picks off one there on Loony with the Molotov, but it doesn't matter. It was AquA who does remain alive. As here at the end, of course, you'll see Rise Nation is now going to be up 5 rounds to 3, and a huge kill there from Loony, and a great overall presence from Rise Nation to realize that, hey, the round's kind of ticking down. Saugaaa has to either get the bomb down or find the final 2 kills. And Loony there with the huge pick will now progress his team to being on map point here for S&D. Nice little angle toward mid-map. And as the nade will come in, the smoke just a little bit too powerful as it does block his vision. Not spotting anyone for the time, as we could see yet again Rise Nation focusing their attention toward this B-bomb site, as it is only Xotic looking up here toward bunker on the opposite end. Big pick found there for Goon, as they're going to have to need a lot more of those to bring themselves back into the search and destroy. After winning, map number 1, an immediate 2 versus 4 for Rise. We'll see how they try to get themselves out of the sticky situation here, Jen.
Rise really struggle with their offenses. From what I see here, they've only won 1 offense in this entire search and destroy, whilst Saugaaa won 3 out of 4 of their defenses here. 2 versus 3 situation, currently in favor of Saugaaa. As on the defense here, they're just looking at how Rise are going to infiltrate this B-bomb site. Proto getting nice shots on TJHaLy, his teammate, cleaning up the rest. As 5-4, only 1 round differential so far.
It is round after round. Saugaaa trying to bring this one back. Proto finding 2 in that round there. And of course, heading into a round number 10. This is huge for Rise. Keeping in mind, these are best of 5s. Regardless if Saugaaa was to make the comeback and win this one in round 11, they would still need a 3rd map to close out this semifinal to face off against Team Envious, who actually took down Havoc not too long ago, as the winner of this overall series will be facing off against the boys in blue. But continuing on here, round number 10 in play. Proto, bomb in hand, and feeling the flames right now as Goonjar finds an early first kill, but FeLonY is there for the responding nade.
2 lucky nades being exchanged, but FeLonY laying down at the site gets sights on Proto, but the team of Saugaaa deciding to rotate towards the A-bomb site. Loony might be getting sights on this player Proto, and might be able to get some shots into him. Decides to retreat out of that situation. 3 versus 3.
Wow.
And really, this is even numbers, as still Saugaaa deciding what bomb they want to commit to. I believe everybody should be out of nades, so no lucky nades should be exchanged, so not going to be punished for maybe standing still, heading towards the bunker side. Let's see if Saugaaa will be able to infiltrate cabin here.
Yeah, and Loony yet again. The reason why we see the site change up is because of Loony's positioning toward mid-map. And as he backs up, going to call out to his teammates, hey guys, they're making their way toward A. I need some support. I need some help. As he could pick off Xotic, only tags in the side though, as Xotic picks off one on his teammate AquA. And it looks like that. It looks like it's going to be FeLonY left in a 1 versus 2. Proto, Xotic both finding pistol kills, and now it's FeLonY left in a 1-on-2. Needing to take over cabin, needing to find this kill, finds one, has the Molotov in the back pocket, but no, it's not going to be there, as a massive comeback coming in from the side of Saugaaa, as we will be seeing a round 11 overtime forced, and it's due to the pistols on the outside of cabin. Xotic finding 2 and Proto finding the other. As Rise Nation, yet again another overtime on this map, different game modes, but ones that are nonetheless just as close. As you got to keep in mind heading into this round here, Jen, 12-7 for Xotic. If you're Rise Nation, it'd be awesome to find him for the first blood.
And round 11, after 2 consecutive rounds, Saugaaa see if they can make a comeback here. But they've only lost 1 defense. So they're looking, I don't know, maybe they're just better at playing this side, but they currently are in the advantage. As you can see, Goonjar spotting, people middle map, needs to retreat, but Loony might be in a bad position, completely surrounded by these players from Saugaaa. Goonjar keeping an eye on A, but it's going to be the B-bomb site where the site of action is happening as TJHaLy will be laying down, getting sights on Proto, where Xotic will maybe just be sitting around this corner waiting for the objective to go down here at the B-bomb site where numbers are equal 3-3.
TJHaLy finds a massive pick onto Royalty. Of course, the sniper for the side of Saugaaa. It's an easy line sight on B, with that sniper rifle kind of lingering in the back for the defensive end. As TJHaLy finds the pick, along with the bomb in hand. That's a very risky pick to make, because he shuts down one on Xotic as well. Massive play there coming in from TJ. Loony as well, and Goonjar will fall despite a huge comeback coming in from Saugaaa. It's one that will be foiled all off the back of TJHaLy. A massive pick at the beginning of this round, along with one on the bomb site. And the one to finish it off, a hat trick in round 11, where Rise Nation, and in quotes, TJHaLy win this one through, as a big round 11 goes in the way of Rise Nation. That's definitely one to kind of be keeping in mind for Saugaaa, because easily, I wouldn't say easily, but a round difference separates the side of Saugaaa from being up 2-0 in this best of 5. And Jin, when it comes down to being in such a massive semifinal moment, kind of being, you know, of course, the last 3 teams currently up in this tournament, that's a big loss for Saugaaa. A lot of momentum for Rise Nation, but of course now focusing our attention, map number 2 obviously ends up in around 11, but now focusing on map number 3, it will be Gridiron on St. Marie-du-Mont. And I haven't really been able to watch much of Gridiron, especially on this particular map. So really looking forward to seeing how this one does play. But got to be keeping in mind the ARs as well as the very up-close submachine guns on this one. I think for Rise Nation, you've definitely got to be looking out for guys like Loony. I think FeLonY as well with that SMG for Rise. And from the side of Saugaaa, be looking out for Xotic and Proto. Those guys with the SMGs can definitely do some damage. But Gridiron, it's different. Of course, it's football rules now. Expect to seeing high-scored overall matches, as this one is not going to be one to miss. Of course, we do appreciate you guys all for tuning in for tonight's tournament, as the action will continue. Map number 3, like I said, Gridiron on St. Marie-du-Mont between Rise Nation and Saugaaa. Who can take the lead? We'll find that out when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, to the continued coverage here for the Prime $3,000 4v4 variant, of course, for November 17th. I think we're kind of heading in to the morning. Technically, it could also be November 18th, but regardless, it's myself, Lano, here live in the UMG studio, joined alongside by Jen, a.k.a. Lemon Kiwi from home. Jen, of course, we just witnessed a round 11 search and destroy on Ardennes Forest that happened to go Rise Nation's way, and now trying to continue their way here into Gridiron on St. Marie-du-Mont. We'll see who can obviously get the lead and kind of grab the advantage here in this best of 5 semifinal.
Damn, Rise are already on fire. TJHaLy scoring already 7 points in the first minute of the game, and they went through middle map, cutting down almost every single player of Saugaaa and Loony. Let's see if we can make it a take 2 as AquA's cleaning up the spawn. Xotic and Royalty are just getting mowed down by these players from Rise. this is not looking pretty for Saugaaa.
Yeah, they're getting absolutely decimated at the moment. TJHaLy, Loony all finding kills, and Proto just trying to escape out of his spawn. FeLonY, ball in hand, he'll fall. Thankfully, Xotic is able to combine for 2. So at least for the moment, they'll have a little bit of pressure off their side. And right now, AquA holding this left side angle here toward back parking lot. And Xotic totally gets caught off guard. It seems that, at least for right now, Saugaaa is totally not in the right frame of mind when it comes down to this map, as it will be Rise Nation who merely grabs back on that ball control. And right now, Saugaaa is just relying off of getting these nade kills to stop the constant push that we're seeing happen from guys like TJHaLy and AquA.
And AquA's been cleaning up the Saugaaa spawn. Finally, I cursed him and he goes down. But he started off 5-1. Loony gets important engagement on Xotic, and Goonjar is moving towards the middle map, but soon to be met by FeLonY, who cuts him down as well. And Rise just on an absolute tear. Look at their numbers. They've been barely dying, holding possession of now the football or the ball, whatever they're trying to call it this game. No longer the drone, now the football, as Loony seems to score another touchdown here against Saugaaa.
Looks kind of like a volleyball, but regardless, I mean, hey, the shape.
It looks like a volleyball, yeah.
Yeah, it would be kind of hard to throw, I think, to be honest. If you're just trying to throw a football into a portal. But hey, I've never done it before, so regardless, it seems that Rise Nation definitely has, because they are destroying so far in this map. You've got AquA leading the way 8-2, and currently it is FeLonY off of that lead blocking, could be going for the score, but tosses it over. You're not going to see that happen very often when it comes in a Gridiron. It happened a lot in Uplink, but FeLonY happens to miss that one, and that's a sweat off the brow situation for Saugaaa. You're thinking FeLonY once this map concludes.
Yeah, and that's what's really easy, I guess, on defense with Gridiron, is you can literally stand in front of your portal and play goalkeeper in this sense. Interception coming in, and let's see if Saugaaa can answer back. They need to get some important kills. It doesn't start too well as Loony cuts down Goonjar, but you can see Royalty and Xotic trying to clear the way of the bottom of the map, but it's going to be Rise Nation currently in possession of the football, I guess, as they head towards the bottom or top of the map, where Tyler FeLonY is just killing everything in sight.
He is indeed trying to be that lead blocker for the team, quite literally. Ball put down. And AquA looking on. Running Royalty toward the back lines. It just seems that every time, despite AquA dying in that situation, just no matter what the case is, Rise Nation is just firing quite literally on all cylinders. Everyone happens just to be playing on a different level. And it seems that they're constantly getting picks through mid-map. As, of course, minute and 25 left in this first half of play. And keeping in mind that the uplink scoring is much different. Oh my goodness, as AquA just happens to run through the bolts of Goonjar, dip dodging left and right. It just happens to hit him, of course, with the football. That looks like a volleyball, but regardless right now, scoring is different. It is 7 points for a scoring, or just kind of running it in, and it's also 3 points for a throw, kind of keeping in mind it is American football scoring. And that's currently why it is only a one-possession lead despite a 7-point advantage.
And this is really Saugaa's chance. They haven't really been pushing aggressively towards the middle map, although Royalty did get a 2-piece, and Xotic, I believe, got one to sort of clear the way to at least get possession of the football as Proto's making his way through the middle map. Unfortunately, they do lose a team member, but now Rise have to play a little bit of defense here. Loony towards the gate, TJHaLy looking at the bottom. Xotic tries to go for a melee or something, just rushes right at them, but the kill feed is all for Rise Nation. As it looks for now, Saugaaa won't be scoring anytime soon as 23 seconds are left.
Indeed, they could get a last-second effort here, as it really was Saugaaa who finally got past that 50-yard line, finally able to get in the base of Rise Nation, but quickly foiled, and we'll see if Loony can try to get off a buzzer beater, essentially, maybe, potentially, possibly. A score goes forward, but no, not going to be home. Goonjar is there for the pickup, as this one at the half in 7-0. Only a one-possession lead, but still, definitely one that should be 10-0 after that mishap from FeLonY. Definitely one that they'll be looking back on, but regardless, reflecting on the fact that they do have the lead in this current respawn game mode of Gridiron, as the sides will reset, and we load up here for another 5 minutes.
Well, the whole reason there's points on the board is how AquA and friends went on absolute terror at the beginning, like the first minute of the game, where they're almost spawn trapping Saugaaa. And then after that, you know, Saugaaa had a couple opportunities and not being as aggressive as Rise, sort of punishing them. And of course, Rise playing very good defense, not allowing any points to go through in the first round, as we'll see how this one will go. And middle map control in favor of Saugaaa is really, these will be some important engagements to decide where the points will go through in the future. As Proto's surrounded, he's going to get cut down as well. As numbers in favor of Rise, and see if they're able to put some more points home.
We'll see if that could be the case. Loony chilling up in restaurant. Takes out Royalty there. And we'll see what the current push as it looks. This should overall be a little bit of an easier position as 4 go down for Rise. It should be a little bit of an easier defensive setup if you are in Saugaa's case. A little bit more to kind of run through. A little bit more cover to kind of hang in the back lines as Goonjar going to toss the ball forward. He's going to let his teammates do that objective work as he's going to try to do as much slang as possible with that assault rifle with that bar. As I like what we're seeing from Saugaaa. Of course, they start off a little bit slow. They realize the slang isn't necessarily in their advantage. And kind of slowly but surely making that ball up through the map. As it will be Royalty who has a chance to go here for this ball. Right around the corner is the portal. He sees it. And it will be TJHaLy who comes from the flank, shuts down that potential push. But Proto has an opportunity, tries to go for the ball swipe, but can't find it. As it will be a successful hold for Rise Nation off the back of a fantastic flank from TJHaLy on a 3 spree and trying to add even more points in Rise's overall total.
Oh, they were trying so hard to get, I guess, the 7-point dunk to sort of make these numbers even with 3.5 minutes left. Even going for a throw can be a risky situation of how small the portal is and how easier intercepting the ball is in this game. So, unfortunately, even with 3 or 4 members pushed, they were not able to bring any points home. But now it's going to be Rise's opportunity here as TJHaLy holding the objective, and they're going to be met by Xotic on the other side of this building, where the members from Saugaaa are going to stay close to their portal because they're not really aware where these players with the drone are. Or at least where they're going to be pushing from, as now TJHaLy loses a team member surrounded by these players from Saugaaa. He goes down by the knife of Xotic.
Indeed, nice little melee there coming in from John B, a.k.a. Xotic. Of course, trying to go for the run. Is he free? He's got some lead blockers behind him, but can they get a score out of it? Tossing that one down constantly. Has a player just toward his left, tries to go yet again for another melee, but it's TJHaLy ruining the party over and over and over again, constantly being a nuisance. But as Proto and Goonjar both find kills, they could go for a push. AquA, though, on the opposite end, is still lingering, but Goonjar finds the pick. This could be a scoring opportunity, but dives in regardless. Proto finds the melee onto FeLonY, and despite Goonjar taking out his teammate, it's more of a pat on the back, as it will be a score that does rush in quite literally. And Goonjar continuing to find kills. This could be another scoring opportunity, but no, the nade comes through. FeLonY is there, and also is Royalty. A number of different moments here happening, highlight plays back and forth, but Royalty is there quite literally for the rebound along with the secondary score as it is 14-7, and still slaying on is Saugaaa.
And fantastic positioning out of Saugaaa to score those 2 dunks, and can they make it more? Proto with the ball in hand. Has no teammates sort of as lead blockers. Loony's going to be in front of him, has a little bit of armor, able to escape that situation. Hopefully they can exchange some nades, but it's going to be Goonjar's job to cut down these players from defense. But Saugaaa in a really good position as minute and a half. They could just also play keep away and not really give the ball to Rise to score back on them. But Proto now going from behind, loses all his teammates. Even a team kill coming out of TJHaLy on FeLonY. Proto is literally playing keep away or catch or just tag, I don't know. But he gets finally shot down as AquA will be in a position to recover the drone. Actually, no, it's TJHaLy who gets the recovery. And now we'll see if they can score back in time. Only a minute left.
TJHaLy known for his plays in uplink. Back in the day, of course, for a stunner. Can he make another one happen now in a boots in the ground title, now in World War II for his new organization in Rise Nation? Shots coming forward. Xotic finding a 2. And he'll find the 3rd along with the assistance from Royalty. 30 seconds left, and it would not be at all an abnormal play if we see Saugaaa quite literally camp in the back of the base. But FeLonY is here. They got to keep that in mind. FeLonY is right here. Royalty narrowly able to throw that drone just a little bit toward the offside of the map. Thankfully, he happens to have a 45 sensitivity, so it makes it possible. But TJHaLy has the ball in his hands. He could go here for a score. The last second effort, and yes, at the last second, it will be the side of Rise Nation who scores this one at the last possible moment, as we are seeing overtime yet again.
Oh my god, getting just
Wow.
absolutely punished for playing keep away. They played keep away in their own base, get shot down, and the numbers going in their favor with the easy score. So the dunk at the final 5 seconds. Now we're heading into overtime in Gridiron, where I have no idea how this works compared to the last game's uplink, where I guess it was the first score. Do you have any idea how this works?
I would imagine it also plays how CTF in this game does, where it goes by stopwatch. First team to score obviously gets a overall time. And the opponent has that time to either score or for the other team who obviously scored prior to get another point in. As melee's back and forth as a interesting closeout from Rise could equal in here toward another scoring opportunity as they are advancing. As here come the streaks. Those are going to be an assistance. TJHaLy calling in those. He's currently 26 and 16, by the way. Calling in the fighter pilot at the worst time possible. His teammate FeLonY drops, and while he is finding these kills,
you just ran past Goonjar.
Yeah.
Can Goonjar? Goonjar gets the turn on.
Wow.
Oh my god. Now Saugaaa in a good position. See if he can take this one home as Loony can be contested there by 2 players. Loony not able to finish the second player off as Goonjar moves the ball up the map. Of course, TJHaLy across the map, I believe, gets that kill. So this is going to be a bloodbath. 2 minutes left.
Indeed it is. TJHaLy, ball in hand, making his way through mid-street as it is going to be the side of Rise Nation currently in overall map control. Trying to progressively move this one up close and personal. Tej wins that battle. Player number 2, Loony, ball in hand, and this should be a score as long as they can continue to find these kills. But Proto was here going for the dive, but no, the melee as Loony goes for it. FeLonY is still here. Fight's going down, and AquA will be there for the rush as narrowly they quite literally tackle their way in. They rush their way forward, and it is Rise Nation who gets a 7-point rush there, as it will be 1:30 on the clock. If Rise Nation can hold this or get a scoring opportunity themselves, they win map 3. And if Saugaaa can at least find a 7-point play within the next minute and 15 seconds, they will be the map 3 victors. As this one has been interesting to say the least, Jen. Quite literally coming down to the wire as we are in overtime. For those just joining us, map number 3 currently underway between Rise Nation and Saugaaa. We're in our semifinal to see who will match up against Team Envious. The boys in blue waiting on who will face off against them. Loony looking on, spawning 3 players actually inside of Restaurant, tags up every single one of them, and will also tag up Xotic, who gets, thankfully, a little bit of ball armor there. Quite literally, maybe even some pads as well. Thankfully, it is football, but still looking on. Tosses that drone forward, and his teammate is there. Can they get the scoring opportunity forward? Holding down this left side lane is the side of Saugaaa. Goonjar looking on. Proto. Ball just in front of him, but Goonjar watching his teammates drop. 25 seconds left. But it seems like as long as Rise Nation can kind of keep this one in the back, they should win this one, but that's exactly what we thought from the side of Saugaaa. Royalty in the exact same position. Happened to just throw that one as far as he could, but it landed on the map. And we'll see if it is Saugaaa who can grab this one, trying to corral it, but this one should be done. They toss it off, and Proto will not get here in time, as this one will go Rise Nation's way, as they narrowly win this one in overtime, and now have a 2-1 advantage in this current semifinal.
Wow, that last fight did not go Saugaa's way, and as soon as they lost Goonjar at the last one, you knew it was kind of game over with the last 30 seconds left. They did not have enough time to spawn up all their people and put pressure on the Rise Nation base. Because after that first hardpoint, the 100+ deficit that they had, you were kind of worried if you were a Rise Nation fan about how their respawn game is, and taking the S&D only in round 11, 6-5, and now taking this Gridiron in overtime. It's really getting down to the wire, as you said, but we are going into London Docks, another hard point where we're hoping Rise Nation will be a little bit better at this one.
Indeed, of course, first hard point going over towards Saugaaa in a pretty dominant way. They won that one 250 to 127. Of course, after that last respawn victory, now you're looking at Rise Nation. I'm personally keeping my eye clearly peeled on TJHaLy, 31-14 in that last Gridiron match. Played incredibly strong along with the last-ditch effort, which he was also a part of. Insane plays, and one that necessarily shouldn't have been forced into overtime. Of course, we do keep in mind that last throw that happened from FeLonY could have gone for the 3-point play, and that would have set the side of Rise Nation up. However, of course, they still win it in overtime in very narrow fashion as the goal line stand, quite literally, was trying to be set up from Saugaaa, but the rush for Rise was there. But still, guys, we're going to be heading toward a map number 4, Hardpoint on London Docks. Can map number 5 be forced from Saugaaa, or is this one done after 4 maps straight? Can Rise Nation win a Hardpoint versus this insanely talented respawn team and the boys all from Canada? We'll find out all those answers when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Prime $3,000 4v4 variant for November 17th. It's myself, Lando, here live in the UMG studio, joined alongside of Jen, aka Lemon Kiwi from home. Jen, we're hopping in here toward map number 4. A very interesting series is what we've been able to witness so far. Of course, now loading in here toward London Docks. Hardpoint is obviously the game mode, and we're seeing kills already starting to take place as AquA off to a hot start, finding 3 on a 2 spree for the moment, but regardless, an early 20 seconds earned for the side of Rise Nation.
Yeah, Rise had a really good setup to start, you know, having some people water, have people watching Main Street and holding the hill, and then it's Xotic who, deja vu like last Hardpoint, comes in with a 2-piece and the rest of his teammates cleaning it up. But only 10 seconds left into Statue before we go onto Main Street here, and you can see this engagement's already starting where Royalty will be trying to hold those preferable spawns, but it's going to be AquA laying beside the bus, waiting for these players from Saugaaa to push up, but it's an even game so far, of course, only heading into second hill, but in current possession of Rise.
Yeah, and really when it comes down to the first few Hardpoints on London Docks and really kind of throughout the entire map, it's being focused on head glitches, and it's really being focused on that AR heavy control that you're going to need to be seeing from, of course, your main assault rifle players. One of them, of course, from Rise Nation being TJHaLy, the other being AquA. AquA, of course, has been a major user of that FG42 throughout the entire tournament thus far. He's making it look easy, along with tossing a nade as Xotic explodes forward, trying to do some more damage. There was AquA, but it will be currently the side of Saugaaa in the side of that hill. And who else rather than the objective man himself, Proto, locking down some of those free seconds, thankfully, due to his teammates' great early slaying.
Yeah, and I mean, only 10 seconds left that we got into Main Street before we go over into Docks on the complete other side of the map. We can see Rise Nation, currently AquA, actually loses that gunfight to Xotic, so it's going to be an advantage for Saugaaa heading into this next hill, and they're even cutting down players from Rise coming through the middle map. So they're opting a FeLonY coming from behind, should be able to get this kill on the Proto, and also Loony at least set up for the trade. And actually FeLonY gets cut down by Goonjar, who's watching outside of the hill, but their Saugaaa is stacking players inside of Docks, so this should be very difficult for Rise to infiltrate, especially only pushing 2 players mid, and you got TJHaLy towards the left side only getting a couple kills, but they're having a really hard time breaking this, especially because of the AR slaying power of Saugaaa.
Indeed, and of course you're seeing the easy hill time being held. That's why, because Proto and guys like him and Royalty have been destroying with the SMGs. They end up flipping spawns actually countless times from barrel building to crane. And it seems that it will be Xotic making the rush forward. Actually ends up taking out his teammate for the moment, as it is an early advantage. The spawns actually do get flipped here, so this is a big rotation coming in. If you're Rise, you have to take this. And if you're Saugaaa, this is even more momentum after the already amazing lead that you've gained. 13-39. Player alive is Loony. He falls, and yet again, another rotation won. Things are not looking good for Rise Nation early on in this Hardpoint gen. They're making some mistakes, or maybe it's just the side of Saugaaa playing perfectly.
Well, Rise are really split pushing. You see, they're trying to go through middle map. TJHaLy was trying to go on this big flank, and it really didn't reward him whatsoever. Trying to flip those spawns in their favor, and they're in a huge deficit now, 100 points. 30 seconds still left into barrel building, where they should at least get one more push in, but the kill feed is all in favor of Saugaaa, and it's just been impossible for Rise to do anything. Most likely have to give this a 1-up and maybe concentrate on Docks coming up in 17 seconds.
And I really wasn't sure what to expect when it came down to this Hardpoint. Of course, speaking about this one early, just because map number 1, Hardpoint Gibraltar, Saugaaa was able to win that as we see the streaks coming in from Proto. Of course, a fantastic start for this young man, as he doesn't find any kills with that. But still, map number 1, Hardpoint Gibraltar, 250-127, a dominant victory for Saugaaa. And that was kind of what set the pace for this series. Thankfully, it was Rise Nation who was able to respond to the search and destroy. But it seems that Hardpoint control is definitely continuing on. They are destroying, and I'm not sure if it's just Rise Nation's lack of efforts, if it's the slaying that's not there, or if it's just the overall ability that we see coming in from Saugaaa. Because we talk about Goonjar's fantastic play, we talk about what Royalty can do, what Xotic can do, and what Proto is doing right now on the objective along with the slaying. I mean, this group is just made for respawn. They're made for Hardpoint. And clearly, they are, when they're beating teams like Rise Nation, high-level competitive teams at the highest extent in such dominating ways like this, 171 to 55, as 15 seconds left in our final hill for the first set of rotations, as we are looking to be seeing potentially a map 5 in this semifinal.
And Xotic is just so good at getting these multi-kills that really cut down Rise's numbers. And they tried to go for one last push over at Doc's Crane, and, you know, Xotic cuts down half their members, and then the rest just die like that. But now they have control of Statue. See if Rise can start to make the comeback, at least reach 100 points with this. Molotovs being thrown on the hill, not occupied by anybody, as Loony is going to wait for his friends to win the appropriate gunfights. AquA winning gunfights over at the water side, and TJHaLy and FeLonY coming up towards the stairs. Need to be careful of Royalty and Xotic wins an important gunfight against FeLonY over in Fire. And just like that, Saugaaa completely dominating the kill feed. Royalty with the 3-piece, and even Xotic with the 3rd.
Yeah, they're just, I'm not sure if it's just the overall communication or what it necessarily is, but the slang is there for Saugaaa. And that's something that you're going to have to be worried about when it comes down to future tournaments, LAN tournaments as well, is that this team just knows how to play hardpoint, they know how to rotate, and they overall just have great communication, because you're seeing a number of different team shots come in, and that just goes to show the communication that's definitely kind of coming toward the back line. As Rise Nation right now, of course, trying to bring this one back, but being at a massive deficit like this, it's really a hard thing to, well, it's a hard thing to kind of overcome. And now looking on here, rotation going through, yet again another hill held by the side of Saugaaa, and this could be a 70, 80, 90-point club coming in. As here come the streaks, I believe those from Proto. As he calls in the fighter pilot, he's also limiting the players coming through mid-statue with the Molotov. I mean, this is just perfect play right now coming in from Saugaaa. They're going to be looking back at this hardpoint, you know, once this series is overall and done with, and saying, we got to replicate that. When we start playing against, you know, of course, major teams when it comes into MLG tournaments, so on and so forth, we've got to kind of continue that play, because there's just something working. There's some magic in this hardpoint right now for the side of Saugaaa, and it's scary to see. So with that, 82 to 214, TJHaLy trying to do some damage, trying to potentially get this one back underhand. As Royalty ends up picking one off. 2 players inside of the hill. Xotic finding 2, Proto finding the 3rd, and 25 seconds left now here, Jen, as it is really a lot of focus on here toward this Saugaaa crew, as it seems they will be forcing that map 5, that one being Search and Destroy on Saint Marie du Mont, as this one should be a barn burner, quite literally. This series has been intense, and I think this one deserves a map 5.
Yeah, and I think I accidentally got muted, but what I was saying before, I apologize for that, is you saw the same struggle happening out of Rise Nation in map number 1, where it's 250 to 120 something, and now they can't even, well, actually they might be able to break the 100-point mark, but Rise severely struggling in the hardpoint department. Of course, they prove otherwise in S&D and Gridiron, where the map number 5 will be in S&D. However, they only won that in a map 11, so, or in a round 11. So I don't know, not looking too good if you're a Rise Nation fan, but at least this will be their chance to make the comeback in S&D, as only 15 points remain for Saugaaa to pick up. In Barrel Building, currently occupied by Xotic, where at least Rise will have those preferable spawns, but TJHaLy, unfortunately, getting the teammate onto AquA.
Indeed, and actually there's been a few players that have kind of caught my eye, especially in the hard points, Jen, and it's been Xotic and Proto. Xotic was actually a guy that you and myself actually got to cast over at a tournament, what was it, in Black Ops 3 actually. EGLX was a local Canadian tournament where we saw Xotic actually finish 2nd at that one behind, I believe it was MGIH, which was like guys like Holler, Modi, actually Goonjar, funny enough, and I believe Ivy. And his lineup, I believe he ended up playing with like Clink in that tournament, who obviously was a prior player for Lethal Gaming. He just had something about him that was just kind of brought their series close. Of course, they ended up losing that overall series and finished 2nd at that tournament. But ever since that one, I believe it was Holler who ended up picking him up, bringing him over to TK. Of course, we know about his run with TGC, then later Cloud9. I mean, this guy has risen through the ranks and kind of just goes to show that, I mean, no matter where you're from and no matter kind of where you start off from, it's never too late to kind of get involved with competitive Call of Duty. And that's one thing that I love about the esport, is that guys who have kind of broken into the scene or have kind of, over time, it doesn't really seem as if they can really make an impact. No matter what tournament you go to, you can easily be found and kind of show your stuff. And Xotic definitely doing that and showing it at the highest possible moments. is similar into World War II, another title for him, as his roster has officially forced the map number 5 versus Rise Nation. As like we said, we are heading to Sainte-Marie-du-Mont to close this one out. One map decides who will be facing off against the boys in blue in the grand final, and I'm very excited to get this one here done soon, Jen.
Can't believe it is going to map 5, and of course they'll be meeting Envy into the grand finals. But in Sainte-Marie-du-Mont, we'll have to see if Rise can maybe make this a second win on S&D, but Saugaaa looking strong at least in respawn department.
Yeah, and of course, to kind of keep in mind, to kind of refresh the memories for those who are at home, Search and Destroy for Map 2, of course, both being Map 2 and Map 5, was on Ardennes Forest, and it was Rise Nation who won that one in overtime in round 11. So be keeping in mind that as we get ready to load in here for our final map. But guys, feel free to tweet out the stream. Feel free to kind of get things hyped. Not many people know that this stream is actually going on. We want to obviously provide this viewer or this kind of overall broadcasting experience to as many people as we can. So make sure to tweet out the stream, guys. We'll be back with map number 5 between Rise Nation and Saugaaa. Who will progress to the finals? We'll find that out after this quick commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the continued coverage here for the Prime $3,000 4v4 variant for November 17th. It's myself, Lando, here live in the UMG studio, joined alongside by Jen, aka Lemon Kiwi from home. Jen, we have seen an insane series, to say the least, quite frankly, as we've got Rise Nation and Saugaaa here in our final map on Sainte-Marie-du-Mont to decide who will see the boys in blue, aka Team Envious, in the grand finals for tonight's tournament. As this one, like I said, has been a barn burner, countless overtimes, of course, hardpoints that have been dominated by one side, and the closeness of Rise Nation to kind of make their way here toward map 5. It's been an interesting one, to say the least. And, of course, we're hopping in here toward round number 1, a 1 versus 2, as AquA just picked off Goonjar, and now it's left up to the man Royalty.
TJHaLy and AquA are so spread apart, but Royalty able to pick up that kill. Super important. Not going to go for defuse quite yet, as, he actually might in AquA. Seeing if he has to check the bomb.
He's going to get this. He's going to grab this. That's the easiest defuse that Royalty is going to get for the rest of this map.
I don't think AquA saw that coming clearly, because he didn't even go and check the bomb, and I really was wondering his positioning, but he did come from behind and was able to get one member from Saugaaa down, but not guarding the bomb is sort of your job when you're the last one left. But now we'll see what Saugaaa can do on the offense. Proto bomb in hand, so they'll go towards the top side of the map, towards the B bomb site. Nades being exchanged, no one dropping quite yet.
And be expecting when it comes into Sainte-Marie-du-Mont, B bomb set here on Radio Tower is going to be the preferred of the two. And of course, an early rush from the side of Saugaaa. Proto trying to escape, but realize that he's got his teammates all watching forward. A box, kind of quite literally, is how this B bomb site is shaped, and all three members right now from Saugaaa trying to look over. FeLonY coming through top restaurant. The Molotov goes out, and we'll see how it starts to affect as Royalty gets one on Loony. AquA trying to respond with one as well. The rush coming forward, and now AquA left all by himself. Shuts down one. Now, 2 players left. 1 versus 1. Xotic versus AquA. The challenge coming in from AquA, and he will win this one, as it will be a defuse on the opposite end for the side of Rise Nation, as we're now level at 1-1, along with AquA, who is currently 6-0.
Okay, but he also did let the defuse on his last offense, but he got the defuse on this one, so he totally makes up for what just happened. But 6-0 is quite the start. We'll have to see if does he have any streaks in his back pocket, but nonetheless, they will be on offense again, as they'll give that bomb to FeLonY this time, as they'll head looking like towards the B bomb site. Taking a look at the middle map, making an exchange, and actually Royalty picks up the first blood on TJHaLy.
And TJ just absolutely gets decimated with those nades to the face. As Saugaaa looking on, as they're very excited about the fact that they found that first pick, especially when they are on the defensive end. But looking forward, FeLonY still trying to make his way to this B site. Of course, getting hit markers. However, no kills. Nade toward the back. And Molotov as well. As FeLonY just looking for an in, and it looked like that could have been Loony's position to try and stay alive, but AquA decides to go and call in the streaks. Doesn't find anything. However, it will allow FeLonY to get the bomb down. So in calling those streaks, it definitely makes the side of Saugaaa get a little bit nervous. They try to get in toward a building. However, still a pretty awkward play. The Molotov will come out and AquA will end up in flames, as it will be Royalty yet again going for another defuse. This one a little bit easier and a little bit more typical than the first round, as he's currently on a 4 spree. But gotta kind of question that call from AquA to call in the glide bomb in that situation. Granted, they're still trying to make a little bit of a comeback, but still though, kind of calling those streaks to not find anything, to kind of allow the bomb plant to go down, I understand it. But FeLonY, I don't believe, gets any streaks out of it. And the round obviously doesn't go in Rise Nation's way. So Saugaaa up 2-1, along with kind of eliminating those early streaks from AquA, although he still does have that fighter pilot in his back pocket.
Yeah, Saugaaa got rewarded for being really aggressive that last round. And look at them again, already getting the bomb plant within the first 30 seconds of the game. And Proto getting it down over at the B-bomb site. Royalty, an important engagement. And they're also near FeLonY, where now they just have to watch over the B-bomb site, 4 versus 4. As you can see, Rise throwing nades over, checking for an easy kill. But it's not going to be anything yet, as a fighter pilot coming down from the side of AquA, able to pick up Proto. 4 versus 3 in the favor of Rise Nation.
It is Royalty, though, finding a big kill onto FeLonY. 3 versus 3, 17 seconds left. Not a whole lot of time, as Royalty somehow gets the headshot onto Loony, also picks up the fighter pilot, continuing on this spree, shuts down AquA. TJHaLy falls as well, as a massive round comes in from Saugaaa off of the plant from Proto at the start, which definitely causes some pressure. But in back-to-back rounds, streaks called in from AquA, and ones that don't equal out to a victory, as it will be Saugaaa halfway there, quite literally, Jen, as they're just 3 rounds away from potentially seeing Team Envious in our grand final.
FeLonY with the bomb in hand, nades being exchanged, and most likely another B-bomb site push as Proto goes down early in the fight by AquA. Should be a very quick bomb plan, as they have pretty much the whole map side control. But it's going to be Goonjar. See if he can get some sights onto somebody. But streaks coming in. Goonjar getting the kill on Loony. Royalty also streaks coming in, able to pick up FeLonY. 3 versus 2 in favor of Saugaaa.
Yeah, and that was just a great pre-fire coming in from Goonjar. Just totally caught Loony off guard, along with the streaks that come into play. AquA and TJHaLy in the back lines. They have to check the site somehow, and TJ finds a huge nade onto Goonjar, but Xotic is going for the diffuser. They check this one, and no, they don't! Another sneak diffuse coming in from Saugaaa as they escape with the round victory.
So yikes, 4-1 also. This is quite a lead that Saugaaa have. And really in the last S&D we looked at, it was very, very back and forth. Nobody really taking any significant rounds. But now we've got Saugaaa on the offensive. Maybe similar and mirror push as the last one. B-bomb side push, nades exchange. Hopefully no one going down too early in the round. Proto now getting the bomb down, as Rise Nation will have to deal with that. And Goonjar getting the first blood on Tyler. FeLonY giving them the advantage.
And I love what we're seeing coming in from Saugaaa right now. Proto has yet to find a kill, but it's totally fine. He's absolutely okay with just getting that bomb down every single time. And along with Proto, he's allowing his teammates to get the slaying done. Goonjar finds the first blood, along with a fantastic performance right now coming in from Royalty. And kind of focusing all their attention on this B-bomb site. Rise Nation has had countless issues as AquA finds a headshot onto Goonjar, trying to silence the man who is destroying in this round number 6, but happens to peek away at the worst time possible, shuts down Royalty, and Xotic is just going to play the time. As this is going to be 5 rounds to 1, has to rush through the Molotov, a smart play from AquA, but one that will not equal out to a second round. In fact, one that will give Saugaaa now the overall advantage, as they are now on series point here, Jen, up 5 rounds to 1, a dominant performance here on St. Marie-du-Mont. Can Rise Nation pile away at this lead? Can they climb the ladder to bring this one back? Or will Saugaaa stomp on their dreams and say hello to Team Envious in the final?
It's looking like so, and this is not at all what happened in the last SMB. 5-1, a lot of pressure on Rise Nation's shoulders, but now, at least on the offensive, they're deciding to go possibly towards a middle map push, cutting towards A, but taking over this middle building will be important as they lose Royalty quite early in the round. So advantage currently to Rise as they lose Loony, and now people falling like flies, leaving Xotic all by himself in a 1 versus 2 against TJHaLy.
Wow.
They actually make that just FeLonY in the last engagement of the game.
And you got to keep in mind, if Xotic can get FeLonY out of top restaurant, and he might just do it with his weapon, he has the fighter pilot in his back pocket, and also for future rounds, he is only 10 points away from that glide bomb. but still looking on. FeLonY, the pressure of the series on his shoulders, and spots Xotic from behind. Just needs to finish this one off, and he'll get it done. However, many more to come, as it will be FeLonY narrowly able to win this 1 versus 1. As Xotic had the shots, he had him tagged up, but the overall positioning from FeLonY is superior. Is finding 2 kills in that round to keep Rise Nation alive for at least another round of play.
Barely staying alive, but look at AquA's score of 13-4. Absolutely dominant. The rest of his teammates not even breaking 3 kills, which not the worst score, but on the side of Saugaaa, you see it's a little bit more evened out. Proto, a little bit of a struggle, and we'll give him the bomb, give him an easier roll, but now you have to wait for the nades to go through, and then we'll try and infiltrate this B-bomb site as the long-range battle is Proto. Got free bomb plant. As you can see, the players from Rise Nation going towards this middle map. Xotic picking up the first blood, but TJHaLy gets the trade.
Indeed they do. Of course, the fighter pilot, I believe, coming in. Not sure if the streaks will really be that much of an influence, as it is a 2-on-2. Yet again, another quick plant for Proto. As Goonjar joining up with his teammate Royalty. Loony on the bomb. AquA on the opposite end shuts them both down. A perfect pinch, as AquA is now at 15-4, despite only what will now be 3 rounds gained. As this man, if he continues on, he could drop 20 kills, but it all is going to rely on the fact if Rise Nation can continue to clutch these rounds up. But still, a fantastic performance, one that is not often seen. As TJHaLy destroying right now, 15-4, that is unreal.
Yeah, and really Proto struggling as well of 1-7 to re-mention again, but Rise Nation with 2 consecutive rounds, like, what is happening with Saugaaa? This should be easy to win here. Is Tyler FeLonY with the bomb in hand heading towards B, but look at the aggressive push coming out of Saugaaa. Proto really pushed up onto this bomb site. Also Royalty there for the trade as nades being exchanged. Nobody getting first blooded quite yet as Tyler FeLonY and friends renegotiating if they really want to go towards this B-bomb site, knowing how pushed up Saugaaa are, or possibly waiting for Saugaaa to think they rotated and seeing if Rise can catch them off guard here.
First blood would be big for either side, especially if you're Rise Nation trying to bring this one back. They thought about the site change over to A, but B has been working. Right around the corner, though, is Royalty. Shuts down AquA. That's a big first blood, and also has Loony in his sights, giving that call out to his teammate. On the opposite end, though, FeLonY trying to do some damage. He will fall, and now TJHaLy left all by himself. AquA has fallen, and now a 1 versus 4 just to see a potential round number 10. Can TJ get it done? And no, it will not happen as the streaks will rain forward. The fighter pilot to close this one out as Xotic will get things done. As a very high-pressure series will be concluded. A map 5 victory for Saugaaa as they win St. Marie Dumont 6-3 and will now be facing off against the boys in blue in the Primate $3,000 44 variant Grand Finals.
Well, congratulations to them, and kind of BM a little bit to use the fighter pilot in a 1 versus 4, but looking forward to seeing them go against Envy in the grand finals. And just to highlight again, AquA 15-5, the 3.0 KD, and still Royalty on the other side, 11-5, the double digits. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this next best of 5 will go for the big cash and big money.
Absolutely. Of course, a lot of money on the line. Of course, in tonight's tournament, of course, $3,000 being given away. But we also have to advertise tomorrow's tournament. For those who haven't heard of it yet, the Memorial $10,000 online tournament taking place tomorrow. You can obviously watch all that action live from here. Of course, twitch.tv/UMG events. We thought that series would be good to close this out, but we're just going to give you guys another one. We got the grand finals coming up, man. Of course, like I said, Saugaaa going up against Team Envious. Currently, it is 2:11 a.m. Central Time, which means it's just almost overly past 3 a.m. on the Eastern Coast. We appreciate you guys for all obviously tuning in. It is a late night, and technically you can kind of call it the November 18th 4v4 variant. But at that, guys, it has been an awesome tournament up until this point, and we're looking forward to seeing how the finals will play out. Is it going to live up to the hype? Will we see another map 5? I'm not sure if I can kind of contain that just because we have another tournament tomorrow. But the Call of Duty action continues. World War II grind is definitely coming into play when it comes to us here at UMG. Of course, before we do head to a commercial break and get our finals underway, we obviously want to give a quick shout to our sponsors. Shout out to Origin PC, AquA Clothing, Scuff Gaming, and Zowie, a brand by BenQ. Major thank you to our, of course, sponsors for making tournaments like this one happen. But guys, do not go anywhere. The grand finals for the Prime $3,000 44 variant is coming up next between Team Envious and Saugaaa. Do not go anywhere.